Hello soulmates, you all are welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It's Chema here. If today is your first time here, thank you so very much for stopping by, okay? Please do not make it your last. Hit the subscription button, turn on your bell notification so that whenever we post a video, you'll be notified. Guys, I want to use this medium to thank my subscribers, my new subscribers, my returning viewers, and my returning subscribers. You guys are the very best. I'm seeing your massive love and I'm not taking it for granted at all. I say may God bless you all in Jesus' name. Amen. So guys, in today's tutorial, we'll be learning how to cut and sew this beautiful Ankara ball gown. Okay, it's a two-step beautiful Ankara ball gown. So if this is what you're interested in learning, okay, let's dive into the video without wasting much of our time. So these are the materials you'll be needing for making this gown. I have my Ankara fabric here. This is about half yard of Ankara fabric. I have my mirror face, the net, the lining. I also have the zipper, then the measurements. Okay, I'm making this for a year plus old baby. So I also have my matching thread, guys. So I'm going to put all these ones aside and I will start working on the Ankara fabric. So I'm going to fold it and then I will take down the measurement for the front piece first. So I'm going to mark out the shoulder line, the chest line, and then I'm going to use that edge as the waistline. Okay, please do not forget to add extra 1 inch for allowance, okay, from the downside. So I'm going to divide her bust round measurement by 4, put it down and add extra 2 inches allowance. Then repeat the same thing on the waist area. Divide her waist round measurement by 4 and add extra allowance, okay. Then on the shoulder line, I'm going to divide her shoulder measurement by 2 and then I'm going to connect it like this. Then for the neckline, I'm going to use 2 by 3, okay. I'm going to use 2 by 3. I'll use 2 there and I'll also come down by 3. Then I'm going to connect the 2 dots like this. Then the next thing is just to come down by half an inch for the shoulder slope, okay. Then go ahead and cut it out. After you are done cutting it, fold another fabric and then place the first one on top of it. For us to be able to get the back piece, please remember to bring out the zipper allowance for the back piece. Then every other thing is the same thing apart from the neckline, okay. So I'm going to come down by 1.5 inches here and then I'll go ahead and cut it. Then after you are done cutting it, slit the back piece open, okay, just as you can see me doing. And after that, go ahead and notch it for you to be able to know where the zipper starts, okay. Then for the dart, I'm going to divide her chest measurement by 6, okay. Go ahead and divide it by 6 and then mark it out. Then I'm going to cut out the lining just exactly the same way I cut out the main fabric, okay. So this is the net that I'll be working with. I'm going to fold it and I'll also fold it again, okay. The reason why I'm folding it is for me to be able to get a straight measurement, okay, for me to be able to get it straight. I don't know if you are getting me. Then I'm going to remove the half length from the shoulder to the half length and I'm going to mark from the half length to the gown length of it and then cut it out. So for the second step, I want it to be 3 inches shorter than the first one, okay. Then I'll also go ahead and mark it out, then cut. So I'm done cutting it out and this is what I have. So the mirror face will be 2 inches shorter than the longer side of the net, okay. So go ahead and mark it out and then cut. and then the lining also will be 2 inches shorter than the mirror face. Okay, so go ahead and mark it out and then cut. Okay, so after you're done cutting it, I'm going to fold and keep it aside. Then for the upper side, I'm going to start working on that one. I'll bring it out and I'll place the lining on top of it like this. Make sure that the right side is facing the right side, then sew the neckline, the armhole area, and then sew it down. The only place that you are not going to sew is just the downside, okay, the waist area. Then whatever you do on that first one is just what you are going to repeat on the back piece. Okay, then do it here again. So for the net, I'm going to place it open like this. I'm just going to keep it open like this. So I have this strip of Ankara that I cut earlier, and it's very long because I'll be using it to run on the mouth of the net. Okay, so for the width is 2 inches and the longness is very long. So I'm going to place it on the net like this, and I'm going to make a stitch on it. Okay, and after that I'll flip it over and then top stitch it. So I'm done sewing the lining on it. I'm done turning the lining. So the next thing I'm just going to do is to notch it, and after notching it I'll flip it over, okay, and then give it a nice press. Please, when you are notching it, be careful so that you not cut the lining thread, the thread, okay. Then after giving it a nice press, I'll also tell you guys the next step to go. So I'm done pressing it, and it's now time to sew in the darts. Okay, I'm going to fold it like this. Remember the place that we notched earlier. I'm going to fold it like this, and I'll pin it down, and I'll also fold the other parts, and I'll also pin it down. So I'll move over to my sewing machine now to stitch it. I'm going to use about 1/2 inch in, and then the length will be about 3 inches. Okay, for the back piece I'm going to repeat the same thing, but the back piece one will be longer than the front piece, at least 1 inch longer. Then after that, give it a nice press and then join the shoulders. Okay, so I want to join the shoulder, and I want to do it in seams joining. Okay, so I'm going to flip this one and then put the front parts on inside, and then I'm going to sew it like this. Okay, and I also repeat the same thing on this part. So I'm done sewing it, and this is what we have. So, and I feel like I want to put a rope to it, so I'm going to bring out another fabric, and then I'll fold and fold again for me to be able to get two pieces when I cut it out. So this is what I have. There's no special way of cutting it, so I'm going to fold it now, and I'll move over to my sewing machine to make a stitch on it. Okay, I'm going to start from the downside and sew to the up. I'm not going to sew the upper side. Okay, I'm not going to close it up so that I'll be able to turn it out from that part. So after turning it out, the next thing I'll do is to also give it a nice press. Okay, go ahead and give it a nice press. So after I'm done pressing it, it's now time to put it inside. So I'm going to put it in between the back piece and the front piece, and I'm going to use my safety pin, my affix pin, to pin it down. Okay, and I also repeat the same thing on the other side. please make sure that the two of them are equal. Okay, make sure you have it is equal. Then the next thing is just to close up the top area. Then I'm going to divide her bust measurement by 2 and I'll put it down. Then whatever allowance that remains, I'm going to share it into two equal parts, and I will also repeat the same thing on the waist area. Waist round measurement divided by 2, measure out the allowance there, divide it into 2, put half at the other side and half at the other side. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is to move over to my sewing machine and make a stitch, okay, following this line that I'm just drawing now. So I'm done sewing it, I'm done stitching it, and this is what it looks like. Okay, please do not forget to cut out all the dangling stitches, the dangling rope, okay, so that you have a nice and neat finishing. So I'm done sewing it. I'm going to keep it aside and start working on the net area. So I'm done sewing the Ankara on the net. So I want to just give it a nice press so that it will look more beautiful and neat. So I'm done ironing it. So the next thing I'm just going to do now is to bring out the shorter side, the shoulder net, and place it on top of the long one, and I'm going to stitch it all the way through to the other end. And after that, I'll fold it, I'll plait it, okay, I'll plait it using the waist round measurement. Then for the mirror face, I'm going to fold it like this. For the down area, I'm going to fold it and then pleat the upper side, and I'll also repeat the same thing on the lining piece. So I'm done pleating this one, I'm done pleating it, the mirror face and the net. So I'm going to bring out the mirror face and I'll keep it, make sure that the front the shining part is facing up, okay, and then I'm going to bring the net and place on top of it just for me to sew it together. Okay, I'll move over to my sewing machine and I'm going to sew it following this needle that I just used to pin them down. Okay, so I'm going to make a stitch on it like this. So I'm done sewing it, and this is what I have, this is what it looks like. You can even see that it's now coming out nice. Okay, so I'll bring the upper part and it's now time to join it together. So I'm going to bring the net side and the upper part and I'll place it the right side facing the right side, and I'm going to pin it down. Okay, so after I'm done pinning it down, move over to my sewing machine and make a stitch on it. Okay, so now I'm done sewing it and you can see it's very beautiful. So let me just go ahead and open it up for you to see it. Guys, can you see how beautiful it's looking? Okay, so it's now time to join the lining. Okay, please, for the lining part, if you have your hard net to join it, please make sure that you have. As for me, I don't have it as for the moment, so that is why I'm just sewing it like that. But if you have, you can also put it so that it will now bring out more beauty to this, to add more beauty to it. So I'm going to place it and I'm going to sew it in a way that when I flip it over, it's going to cover up the rough edges. Okay, so I'm done sewing it and I'm trying to give it a nice press so that it will be very flat. So guys, I'm done sewing it and this is what we have. For me to be able to close it up now, I'm going to pin down the side, okay, so that it will be straight. Okay, let me just go ahead and pin it down, and I also repeat the same thing on the other side. So I'm done now. I'm going to close it up now. So I'll flip the two of them together like this. Okay, fold it together like this, and then I'll pin the downside, and then from that half length I'm going to come down by 3 inches or 3.5 inches, and I will sew it down. Then the next thing is just to add the zipper. Okay, after you are done sewing it, this is what we have. You can see how beautiful it's looking. You can see how neat it is. So this is the belt. Can rock it and go to your church, to party, to anywhere that you want to go to. It's very beautiful, guys. So thank you so very much for watching my video. Thank you. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, share this video so that more people can be able to see it. Okay, please subscribe if you have not. So see you next time on my next video. Bye bye.